Vigits, yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Hope y'all doing well. Bayern need a striker. They need a forward. Yeah, they need a forward. I want to say it's as simple as that, but nothing's as simple as that, right? But given the number of chances that they had in this game, they should have been up by 2-0. Easily, they should have been up by 2-0. That volley, that half volley from Gnabry, that should have gone in. Really good block by Christensen, which I think had a really good game. He had a really good game. But somebody else, Lewandowski, that would have gone in. Chances like that you just can't miss. But okay, fine. Because I just said it was a really good block by Christensen. So, okay, it happened. It could happen to anyone, right? The Coleman cross to Mane and the header, that needed to go in. Let's be clear. That needed to go in. That somebody else, Lewandowski or Holland or somebody else would have put it in. There's no reason why he couldn't have gotten to that header. There's no reason why other than just lack of confidence, not being a good fit, which is what I think is happening with Sane. He's just not a good fit for Bayern. I thought that way before when I heard the announcement that he was going to go to Bayern. I said, what? Why? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't see him adapting to that way of play. But and we're seeing that he's not cutting it out for Bayern. So that needed to be a goal. That was a 1-0. Clearly 1-0. And then the really good build-up play from Sommer to Gnabry, and Gnabry outrunning the Hertha Berlin defender. And I don't know how he pulled that cross, but that was a really good cross. And then Coleman. Coleman has enough skill set. He's comfortable enough to trap a ball like that, because we saw the second goal, which is I thought it was an aerial ball and much harder to put down than the first one, the cross from Gnabry. But what does he do? He loosens his body up, because that's just a natural position for a forward when he's attacking and, there's a defender coming across you, T-boning you, for you to start looking for the penalty, start looking for the foul. And I think managers should be more vocal about, don't look for the penalty, especially if you're that kind of player. I could expect someone from the back, I don't know, and nowadays, like, you have defenders that are really well with the ball. Pretty much everyone, even the goalkeeper, right? As is evident with Manchester City and Emerson. So he had enough, not only control skill to be able to put the ball down within a perimeter so you could pick a corner, but speed. He has enough speed. Had the ball gone a little bit, which I don't think it did, if he would have touched it a little bit too hard, for him to get there before the goalkeeper and score. So that right there should have been a goal too, and that would have been such a nice goal, because it just came from the back and it was just such a nice build up. And he screwed it up, in my opinion. Coleman screwed it up. He made it up later on, and during the game, because I think he had a really really good game. He was the most threatening one out of all in Bayern. Most of the crosses, most of the opportunities came from the right side, or most of the work play for Bayern came from the right side. That was the first half. So 1-0, 2-0, and they were playing decent enough. And credit to Hertha Berlin, because Hertha Berlin was just staying in the back, and I thought they did a really good job to keep Bayern away from the goal as much as possible. But you can't do that all throughout the game. Like, that's really hard. But they did their best, and I thought they did really well. And they also looked like they might be able to score. There was some potential there with Luka Bacchio. The only thing with Luka Bacchio I think he didn't do well was being able to take advantage of that speed that he has, meaning the change of pace. Right? The change of pace would have just obliterated the Bayern defense. And I'm not just talking about 1v1. I'm talking about 1v3. Because there was a play where he beat 2 or 3 guys. And there were other plays that they were just watching him and waiting to see what he was going to do next instead of closing him down. Had he exploited that change of pace and just pushed the ball ahead, I thought he would have beat all 3 of them. No doubt in my mind he would have beat all 3 of them. So it seemed like Hertha had something there, but didn't end up making the most out of it. And the second half, again, Kimmich, Cancelo I thought did better in the first half. At times he seemed, like he does one too many plays, but still, effective. Pavard, decent enough. De Ligt, some mistakes from Goretzka. Musiala didn't have the best of games, gave the ball away somewhat. Had some run-ins through the center. You could see when he made those runs, he was able to break that midfield and give opportunity for the forwards, for his forward. But besides that, I didn't really see that bad of a game from Bayern compared to the Dortmund. These weird decisions that they make during the game. And Bayern, yeah, there was some of those, but not as many. Maybe again they're playing the last place team, so they had plenty of space and plenty of freedom to be able to play. But I just think it's the lack of goals that's missing. That's it. So you have someone like Kimmich, for example, that would service Lewandowski, and most of the time that would be in the back of the net. But nowadays you're doing the same thing, and it's not playing out that way because your forwards, or lack of forwards in this case, are botching it up. They're not scoring. You're not scoring, so you're forced to try to reorganize yourself and try to fit yourself into a different box where that's not how you're used to playing. He's not used to playing that way, and it's putting you off your game. But most of all, it's putting you off your game because, well, the rewards aren't there. Every pass that you make, every run that you make, and you're still supposed to make it. I'm not saying to stop, but all those same passes, all that same link up that you're used to doing, that same system or different systems, because it's not just one that you're playing every game, but the different systems that you're playing, they're not playing out because in the end, you're not scoring, you're not finishing, and there's no end product. And then the ridiculous pressure that is put on Bayern, that's something that needs to be taken into account. So there's a lot of these little factors that are affecting him. I don't think there's anything wrong. They're just having a slower season than most other seasons, and that's it. That's all there is. You fix the lack of forward, and you introduce someone that's able to finish, and you introduce someone that's able to be as effective as a Lewandowski was, or as close to what he was. I wouldn't say your problem is completely solved. There are going to be games that maybe you're going to figure out that, okay, the midfield needs to probably be replaced. You see someone like Sane. Sane is someone that I have to touch on that ever since I didn't see the last game against Mainz, but I've seen enough games to know that Sane is repelled. Once he's inside the box, the penalty box or the 16-yard box, that kid cannot score to save his life. He just can't. He's amazing at, crossing, at beating, one-on-one his defenders because of his pace. Shooting from outside, that's probably my favorite trait from Sane, because nobody really does that. So he has a pretty wicked shot. Another one that I saw, he hasn't been playing that much and I haven't seen much of him, was Gravenberch. He had a nightmare of a shot. Plenty of space. That should have been better taken. I had fun watching this game. I don't think there's nothing wrong with Bayern except forwards. And I think they're going to win this. If I had to be logic about it, I would say Dortmund's going to win this. But there's no logic in football. And I think Bayern is going to win this title. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for future videos. And I'll see you in the next match. Cheers.